Listen, I've been wanting to do this video. So in case you watch the show Bell Collective, which I do love the show. Marie, Marie Monroe, love her. Listen, Keisha, this is she and her husband Glenn. Um, Keisha and Glenn, okay? But Marie Monroe, I like them all, but she's kind of one of my favorites. So I want to find out when it comes to marriage or like a deal breaker, which is more detrimental, which is more of a deal breaker. Let's see. Uh, a, the wife going to seek a financial planner, okay, considering a postnup, or let's see, maybe B, the husband who has an affair, and oh my goodness, the lady he had an affair with, there was a pregnancy scare. So if there was a pregnancy scare, that means I'm assuming you're having relations all natural, not even trying to protect yourself, let alone the marriage. And then on the reunion, it came out, if you watch the show, it came out when they did the pregnancy test, and oh my goodness, it was a relief. The baby wasn't Glenn's. But the fact that she had to go through that, that's problematic. That's pretty much a deal breaker for a lot of people. So listen to this. Listen to, as I said before, ladies, be selfish. I keep on trying to tell you, be selfish. Why? Because the men already are. So as they're sitting here, this is it's season 8, well, not that old. Season 8, episode 1. They're sitting here having a conversation. So she did leave him before. Okay, they have one child together. Smart move on her part. One, they have one child together. And I want you to listen to what she's having now. So she's now, I think when she left him, that kind of propelled her to go ahead and just, hey, get it going, get your own thing going. And she's been very successful. So given her, fast forwarding, given her successes in business, she's got a book out, she's on that grind. She's now considering a postnup, which is very smart, which is very, very smart. So when she mentions the postnup, listen to what he has to say.
I wish to have a conversation with a financial
advisor.
You did what?
We talked about post-nuptial.
A post what?
I just want for us to decide, what does that look like?
What do a post-nuptial look like? A divorce.
Oh, he said what? What does a postnup look like? So to him, a postnup looks like a divorce.
Conversation with a financial advisor.
You did what?
We talked about post-nuptial.
A post what?
I just want for us to decide, what does that look like?
What do a post-nuptial look like? A divorce.
Oh, okay. So now that you want to protect yourself, now that you want to protect yourself, a postnup, girl, that's looking more like a divorce. But I want to find out, what is having a baby on your, what is having an affair, cheating on your wife and getting some chick, possibly pregnant. Luckily, it wasn't his. But what does that look like? You didn't holler divorce then. See, this is how selfish the men are. This is how selfish that these men are. It's all about them. This right here, she should indeed protect her interests, because I'm going to play this other clip. It was revealed, which was like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. And I've been really busy. So kind of, just now kind of catching up on it. So it was revealed that when she left him the first time that she left him, what happened when she left him? I'll let her go ahead and tell you that when she left him the first time, let's see what he left her with, what was in her bank account. So the girls are sitting up here, Tamara, they're having, doing a little yoga, okay, yoga deal. And so it comes out about him discussing how when she mentioned a postnup, Glenn, went ahead and ran to what? He went and ran to a divorce lawyer. Wow. Interesting. He ran to a divorce lawyer. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. And she would be foolish not to protect her interests. Okay? And this is the reason why. So they gone to a little brunch, doing a little yoga class going on.
It was planned last minute. So
So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. So the girls are talking. So here we go. What?
I don't know if it's going to be all right or not. I think he probably thinks Lateshia is probably trying to move on. Look.
So she's discussing Lateshia and Glen, okay? So this postnup must have really kind of hit him hard.
Lateshia say that when she left Glen,
and this is Tamara talking. Listen to this. So she's heard Tisha say this.
Left her with like $4. When I left Glen the first time, I couldn't even buy me a hamburger. My cousin told me when I called her, I said I have $4 and some change.
When she, and this probably what got her on her got her on her grind. When she left Glen, girl, he left you with what? These men, be selfish. They want you to suffer. So Tamara was right. Tamara heard it right.
That when she left Glen, he left her with like $4. When I left Glen the first time, I couldn't even buy me a hamburger. My cousin told me when I called her, I said I have $4 and some change. What would make you go back to a man that left you with $4?
Now, that part right there. $4. He must be the $4 dude. So now I think that really propelled her to, hey, you got to make your own money. And she started her own business, man. She even got him into the trucking business. He's not the best decision maker. Man sits up here and quits his job. You should consult with your wife about it. And the moment he quit his job, guess what happened without discussing it with her? The insurance then, of course, was canceled. The insurance was over. Look up, she then needed a procedure, and the procedure was going to be like $4,000. Gee, a really smart man would have, like, I don't know, maybe consulted with their wife about that. But see, I get it. When you're the one, you got to run the show. You're going to do what you want to do. They're sitting there looking like a stupid Mr. Goo-Goo. It's like she just had a doctor's appointment. The procedure's going to be about $4,000. I quit my job. You couldn't have the discussion with her? So that right there, when he left her, I can't believe it. $4 and some change. Couldn't even get a hamburger, let alone a combo meal. I think that propelled her to get her on a grind. And she has done that, and she has done exceptionally well. She has done very, very, very well. And so now, a postnup, he says to him, that looks like sounds like a divorce. But did it sound like a divorce when you had an affair and then there was a potential that the lady had the affair with was pregnant? And hold on, the lady was pregnant. Check this out. He wasn't the only one dipping in the pie. The lady was pregnant, and it turned out the baby wasn't even his. So did he think he was the only one with the side lady? The lady that he was having an affair with, she was pregnant, but it turned out the baby wasn't his. So you just up here sharing all kind of ways. And then you wonder why in the show, they were like living like roommates. You protect your health. You don't know where all that's been, because the fact that it's between him and I guess somebody else, we don't know how many others, but the fact that there was a test that proved it wasn't his, it's somebody else in the picture clearly, and she's pregnant. So you don't know what all that woman's been, what all where he's been. You don't know what all you've been exposed to. And I'm just speaking that in general. And you wonder why it came down to like a separate living situation, living like roommates. See, a lot of women, anything to keep my man. Yeah, I heard about that kind, and they end up heartbroken. Sometimes end up broke and with a disease. And nowadays, they got all kinds of diseases going on. I'm not saying that either one of them have it, but I'm just saying, speaking in general, you got to watch out for yourself. They got some kind of crazy stuff. I'm like, what the heck is this? Is this some kind of flesh-eating bacteria? What do they do this at? But yeah, because she's considering a postnup, the big D word comes out of his mouth, divorce. But what about... What about when you were having that affair and thought the side chick was pregnant? Well, no, she was pregnant. You were thinking it was a possibility that it could have been yours. That right there tells you a whole lot right there. It just turns out during a reunion, they were sitting up there like on pins and needles. Personally, I don't even think he's worth it. So yeah, just think about it. He can have an affair. He has an affair. a potential of a love child as a result of that, the divorce wouldn't come out your mouth then, son. Let me guess. She just supposed to go ahead and get over and accept me. I'm Glen with my chain on my neck. I think not. But she mentions a postnup, a business move. Sweetheart, definitely go ahead and get it. You need to have all your money going in. If you need, besides that, he probably not going to agree to it. You may want to have your money going to an LLC, a LLC or a trust, and let that LLC pay you. A personal marital bank account? I think the heck not. You're exposing yourself. Again, I don't see him based on that. I don't see him agreeing with no postnup. She may need to go ahead and have your money into an LLC and just have the LLC pay you. Some kind of partnership or something. But yeah, $4. She couldn't call on him and ask for the money because she left. Why? She left for a reason. Why she calling her relative? Because she knew she can call on him. Why he wouldn't give her the money? That's why she didn't call him. If he would have, she would have called him. She left for a reason. Said it might be part of your punishment because see, I think they started out she was a stay-at-home mom. And he's the breadwinner. So you got to watch these men control the money. Newsflash. That's fine if it works out for you. Keep in mind, the one that's paying, that's the one that's saying. And when they change up their mind, good luck, buttercup. So yeah, what do you think about that? So her wanting a postnup due to her hard work, her efforts, probably learning, hey, don't depend on a man in that marriage, you think? You leave him, you got $4. So her wanting a postnup, oh, that's grounds for divorce. But him having an affair with the potential of a love child, that isn't? Wow. I just see it as total selfish. Anyway, let me know what you all think about this. I am not a fan of his, clearly. But again, be selfish. Why? Because the men already are. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. And I'm out. I'm about sick of him.